right now. And let's check and see if it's recording. It is. Good. Awesome. All right. Just don't let me forget to take a picture of all of our beautiful faces before this ends, because those are the two things I always forget. But thank you guys for coming on. As you know, because our team is so amazing and we are an elite team, I earned that trip this weekend to Las Vegas. It's a leadership conference. They have it every year. There's some things you have to have individually, which really means your team is doing well to earn that trip. But then there's also another trip that I think about 5 or 6 of us earned, called the New Leader Conference. And that is in, Alyssa, correct me, January? No, February. It's in February. I think when I went, it was in January. And the New Leader Conference you can earn once. So basically the first year that you kind of kick butt and meet a few credentials, which is 1 star, you have to have a certain amount of elite points, which you don't have to worry about if you're a brand new coach, but just share your passion, hit Success Club, invite to join your team and become a coach, and you will, do those things. But these incredible things that they do, it's just because you're doing your job as a coach and you're sharing and you're helping people with their health and fitness. And that's really, over the 4 days, that's really what the gist of what I learned was, that just do your job as a coach. Just show up every day like you are a challenger, but promote other people to do the same. And it's incredible how all the leaders had a lot of that to say. One of the first things I wanted to say was, and this hit me hard, was true leaders don't create followers, they create more leaders. And it's so true, right? We don't just want people to follow us, we want people to lead and to have people follow them, and then they lead, and then they lead, and then they lead. Like what I have here with my team, I want all of you to have and create for your teams as well. There was a gentleman, his name was Jason Jennings, and he shared his 4, he's a author, a speaker, he was great. He shared his 4 secrets of the world's most successful leaders in the country, in the world. And he said, the leaders have a purpose built around doing well by doing good. So we help people be the people they want to be. That's right there in our job. That's our job description, right? What more noble of a job than being a coach, helping people to be the people they want to be? Think about that. Think about who you were before your first challenge group. That's exactly the help that we got. Another secret of the world's most successful leaders is growth. Growth is the reason for existence. If you stay complacent, you're never going to grow. One of the examples he used was, oh no, that's the next one. But when you grow, it forces you to gain more challengers, and then you want to grow your team. You ask them to become coaches and follow in your footsteps. The next thing is letting go. Letting go of things that used to work, letting go of your failures. And the thing that he used that really hit me hard was, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. It's such a bad saying, because just because it isn't working, there's better things. Could you imagine if it ain't broke, we would all be walking around with Blackberries? Like, remember when Blackberry was like the coolest phone? Who has a Blackberry anymore? I thought that was the latest and greatest thing. iPhone wouldn't even exist, and look at it. It keeps getting better. I can't even keep up. They're up to number 10 already. And that was number 3, be a good steward. A steward is someone that knows they are called to make everything better for everyone. So if you are a good steward, you should look in the mirror every single day and ask yourself, is my life about helping me, or is it about helping me and others? And you should ask yourself that every day. And that's pretty much, our job description as coaches, because it should be that you want to help others. Let's see. Another thing he said about great stewards is we share information, which I think we do really darn well on our team page. Everything that we have and share is accessible, because this is really not a competition at all. We are a big team and we help each other. We all have our own people that we want to help. We stand for something. We have a fierce sense of urgency. We want to do things now. What else? Okay, so that was him. Basically, leaders take people where they'd like to go. So I have to say that as a leader and put in a position that I never thought I would be in, I really didn't have anything to kind of go by when I jumped into this. So I apologize to all of you for not asking you where you want to go and not explaining to you how to get there, or, you know, how to create a vision board and to cast that upon your team. Because to be honest with you, I don't think I've ever done that with this team or with my PS coaches. I've never said, you know what, I want to be an elite team, or I want to be 10-star diamond, or, you know, we really have to work on creating those goals and casting the goal on our teams, because it's never going to happen. So create those dreams and visions and goals, write them down and tell your team. There's nothing wrong with telling your team. Let's see, what else? Oh, really quick, just some stuff that's going on right now. Like, of course, Double Time, 80-Day Obsession. There's new bars coming out, you know, the sneak peek to 80-Day Obsession this week. And then there's another sneak peek coming out in December. There's a lot of stuff. All the stuff is in the FAQ. And as soon as I get information more clear, I share it. But every single thing is in the FAQ. And at the end of this, if you have any questions, I'm going to, you know, let you guys ask questions, but just know that there's a lot of noise. There's a lot of stuff going on, and you don't have to do it all. Just because Double Time is out doesn't mean you have to do it. Like, if you don't have any, you know, attachment to it, it's not moving you, don't do it. If, you know, if you're still in shift shop mode, go with that. You know, that, I feel like they did a really quick job with that one. And a lot of people were saying that this weekend, like, they could totally relaunch Shift Shop. I feel like it's under the, like, now we're focused on 80-Day Obsession and Double Time, and they're all different, but yeah, there's no reason to even touch Double Time. Like, it's not going anywhere. The only thing that is going somewhere is this sneak peek obsession group right now, because it's live right now and it won't be there next week. Like Clean Week, when that came out, like, so many people just let it come out. It's not going anywhere. It's still here, right? Same thing with Double Time. A little thing I wanted to share about Facebook, Instagram, social media in general. It's really good to like and comment. If you just like, it's not really going to show the people that it's not going to have them show up in your feed or you show up in their feed. You really should try to comment more on your people. And I'm not necessarily talking about us coaches. I'm talking about your prospects, your people that you know deep down they could benefit from this. You want to show up in their feed more so they see what you're doing. So you need to give them the attention that you want them to see. You know what I'm saying? Like, so the more you attend to them, the more they will attend to you by commenting. New tools are always the best. So like when live video came out, like that was the thing to do, and you should still be using live video. Also, that new thing that comes out where you type and then it turns like a color, that's the newest tool right now on Facebook. Use it. Like once a day, just use it, because that will show up in Facebook, because Facebook wants everybody to see that tool because it's brand new. So anytime something new comes out, be one of the first to, like, I'm not saying 5 times a day, but like maybe every other day, like, use the new tool. And right now it's that colored wall thing. And then another thing that they kept saying was, it's wonderful to be inspired by other coaches, but don't copy. Like, use your own voice, read something. If you love it, if you love what they're saying, read it and then close it and open up a blank notes section and start typing based on what you just saw. Like if someone has a really cool post about Shakeology and you're like, oh my God, I want, you know, it's kind of like when our kids are in school and they have to write a book report. You don't want them to plagiarize. So they look at it and then they put it away and then they put it in their own words. So same thing. It's great to be inspired, but don't copy. Another thing that was like, gosh, we had like an hour-and-a-half presentation by the author of the 5-second rule. And I'm gonna read it. I don't know who's read it, but she basically told us exactly what this idea is that she had, and I'm going to get it. I think maybe we should do like a book club within the team or something. But 5-second rule, if anybody wants to put that on their Christmas list, maybe we'll kick off the year with that. Ask Santa, Hanukkah, Harry, whoever. Oh, another lovely saying that someone said was heart work instead of hard work creates a family. I love that. Like everything that you do should be enjoyable. It shouldn't be hard work. It should be heart work. Like once it's annoying, step back or delegate to someone in your challenge group. Like maybe someone in your challenge group is so good at making images, give that to them. Maybe you love to set up posts, so set up the posts. Or maybe you love to come up with fun challenges every day, but if it's annoying, step back, talk to your people, and like find out who likes that. Because the 1 in 10 coaches that are in there, there's probably someone that loves that annoying thing that keeps you up at night and gives you agita. Another thing that I'm going to share in here is there was a top coach that talked about trackers, business activity trackers. And she talked about these 3 types of trackers that she has. And I'm going to get my hands on them and share them. But there's a walker, a jogger, and a runner. And as you can put 2 and 2 together, the walker is like the discount coach. The jogger is like your hobby coach. And then the runner is like your full blown. And it's a tracker that she uses within her team. And she's going to share it with us, so I'll share it with you guys. But, no matter what you're doing and no matter what tracker you're using, use a tracker. Like, make one for yourself or use the one that Beachbody provides us in the Coach Online office, which I still think is one of the best ones ever. The only thing I don't like about it is it starts with Thursday, but that's because that's the first day of the Beachbody payday week. I'm such a teacher and my week starts on Monday. So that I have a hard time with. But I think it's one of the best trackers. We have so many in our team page. Pick a tracker and use it and don't stop. You're not going to grow if you're not tracking. You don't have to be great to start, but you have to start to be great, right? So start using a tracker. You don't have to be good at it. You don't have to fill it in all the way every single day, but you have to start and you'll get great. I already talked about making goals for yourself, making goals for your team, and sharing them with your team. And I apologized early for not sharing mine with the team. And I need to do that more. I think we all need to do that more with our own teams. Just a couple other things, and then I see Karen's on and let her talk about what inspired her. But one thing that stood out in my head that somebody said was, the way to be a good coach is to do your crap. Like legit, she has a hashtag for her team that says, hashtag do your crap. Did you do your crap today? And that could be a business activity tracker or, the 4 vital behaviors, but you got to do your crap if you want to grow. It's simple as that. And it's so true. Another thing was the founding coach of Beachbody that Karen and I actually accidentally met. We were having lunch and she sat down right next to me and asked us how long we've been coaches. And all of a sudden we were like, and what about you? She's like, well, I'm the founding coach. We were like mind blown. Like I was thinking she was this, 50-year-old woman that just got into this. I was like, this is so cool. She was like 62 or something. She looked way younger. And she's like, yeah, I'm the founding coach. Carl found me one day and, I said no to him 6 times and I finally said yes. And she basically shared the importance of teaching our teams volume, which I suck at. I'm going to learn and I'm going to get my hands on some stuff. And also teaching our teams to become emerald strong. So teaching the importance of creating emeralds. You don't want to become diamond with 2 emeralds and then 3 coaches on each side and be weak, because every other day you can flip in and out of diamond. You really need to teach your coaches the importance of becoming emerald, because that not only helps you, but it helps them. And then they tell their coaches the importance of becoming emerald. And really, I hate to use the word easy, but really it's just getting your spouse or significant other to enroll as a coach. And truly, if you're being a coach, your spouse is joining you with Drinking Shakeology. If they're not by month 2, 3, 4, there's an imbalance, because you're on this journey of health and wellness. Hopefully your husband or spouse is. And then your family too. You're not necessarily your outside family, but your kids. Your kids should be eating healthy with you at that point. If you are, eating clean, your kids should not be eating crap anymore. I'm not saying not being a kid and having the occasional, treats now and then. We're all kids, but for the most part, you're leading a healthy life. So your whole entire family, and then just getting one other person from your challenge group. So you've got your spouse and then one other person. not that hard if you're getting challengers every month to your challenge group. So she talked about the importance of creating emeralds. And I'm not sure, the best way to do that with our teams other than just telling our coaches, like, one of your first goals in Coach Basics is to become an emerald coach. Enroll 2 people, your spouse, and if you don't have a spouse or a boyfriend, you're not married, then 2 challengers. Probably you'll get 5 to 10 challengers within your first 6 months. You should be able to turn 2 of them into coaches. But it was just interesting that she just explained it so simply, and she took a really weak diamond and a really strong emerald diamond, and the average amount of income that they ranged, what was it? Ranged from I don't even remember the numbers, but it was astronomical, the difference in just having a bunch of emeralds and being, a comfortable and then a not comfortable diamond coach. What else? Let's see. Oh, one of the top coaches, he's been a coach for 10 years, Josh Spencer, he talked about being complacent. And if you ever feel like you're in a position of being complacent, like things are just kind of not moving, you're stuck, I don't know what else to do. He's like, I have 4 steps for how to get out of a rut, because he was in a huge rut. Accept and embrace the failure. That's number 1. Accept and embrace your failure and what is going on with your business or whatever you're doing. Number 2, write down your why. Write it down. He said he had never done that before. Number 3, create a plan. And number 4, take action. Simple steps. And he's having one of the best years of his 10 years by doing those simple things. And then what? Let's see. I'm going to let Karen talk a little bit about maybe some of her takeaways while I look through, because I know Melanie Mitchell said something that hit me too, but I need to find it. Go ahead, girl.
Hi, everybody. Okay, so I'm not looking at any notes. I'm just winging this because it's so much, just whatever. And it's been a crazy day. Jet lag, major jet lag. Look at the bags. Okay. So I just, while Lori was talking, drew a little visual because this changed everything for me. This was the defining moment of my weekend. Are you ready, everybody? This. Can everybody see that? So this is what the founding coach put up on the screen when she talked about being a strong diamond. And that's what Lori just talked about. And I'm going to be honest with everybody here. I'm a 1-star diamond, but I don't consider myself a strong diamond. I hope that gives everybody hope, because I do not consider this is not me right now. And even though I'm where I am, this changed the way I think about everything right now. And I don't know, it seems so simple, and why didn't I think about it sooner? But my perspective of it is a little bit different than Lori's, in the way of when we talk about the PV, the volume, she talked about 500 PV being kind of the magic number. My way of feeling instead of teaching it, I am not going to teach, I'm not going to sit down and teach everybody, this is what you need to be active, right? I believe it's all by example. I do energize. I do this. There's power greens. There's that, talking about it. We're also used to Shakeology, right? And somebody just in here said, what do you do if your spouse doesn't like Shakeology? Well, if our challengers are aware of all of the products, and not just how much PV they are, but how useful they are and what they can do for you, then when they get a coach, they're going to know about all those things, and they're going to offer those things to their coaches. Therefore, their coaches are going to be active because they know about products other than Shakeology, that they could be on Shakeology and Energize. Imagine if you had coaches that themselves were at 500 PV. You wouldn't have to worry about inactivity. You know what I mean? Like, and then they get PV from their customers. I mean, that was just the levels of that kind of blew my mind. And I thought, wow, like I just need to be talking about it more. Like, I think if you just lead by example. So something we're doing, I don't know what effect it's going to have, but I took that and put into action right away this week. So in our little obsessed group, there's no coach post this week. Everyone, the coaches are going live every night and talking about the workout, and then they're going to throw in there something about a performance line or boost. You know, just like, because I noticed too that when we did Shift Shop or whatever it was, where a lot of people started talking about recover and energize, and then all of a sudden everybody else was like, oh, well, what's that? Oh, maybe I'll get that. And then people started getting it and liking it, you know, so that was one thing. That was a technical thing. But if I had to say the biggest takeaway for me was, of course, you know, it was amazing. I just, being around all of those leaders makes you feel like you have no excuse. Like, we have no excuse for not doing our crap. You know what I mean? Like, these people came from addiction and bankruptcy. Like, I don't know, like, I don't have any of that. I mean, everybody's story is different, but I felt like a slacker. You know, I felt like, oh my God, like, I have this great life and I had a great upbringing. I don't have depression. I don't have this. I don't have that. I know everybody's different, but like, I could be doing more, you know, like that's the way I felt, is like, especially leaving there, I felt like now I definitely can't not do this. I have to do this. Like, this is a gift. And especially the way Carl talked about November to Remember, like the impact that we're going to have on children, it just didn't click with me until I was there. And like, I knew it, but then I heard him talk about it, and the doctor that talked about childhood longevity being shorter than their parents. And I'm like, oh my God, like if we could get parents on board with their kids, that's an investment right there that will never go away. So the biggest takeaway, everybody's different. Like, that's was my biggest thing, is that listening to all these top coaches, nobody had the same way of getting, like, everybody goes from point A to Z, but everybody does it differently. You know, like, I don't do a million trackers. You know, I don't do, like, that's not me, you know, but what works for me is different than what works for somebody else. And it's no right or wrong. That's what I got from it, is that what's right or wrong is not doing your crap. You know, like, at the end of the day, it's, to me, the vitals and the business tracker that Coach Online Office provides is your crap. That's your crap. And if we get sucked into emotional stuff or comparing or being annoyed by something or, you know, scrolling Facebook, that's just a waste of time. You know, like, I struggle with it too. Like, what I've been working on lately is trying to really just focus on what's going to move my business forward and helping people get results. And when you really take a step back and look at sometimes what you're focusing on, for me anyway, I'm like, oh my God, what did I just waste an hour doing? That didn't help me at all. So when that girl talked about doing your crap, that coach was not, she was like, came out on stage and she's like, I'm not fancy. I'm tough love. Like, she was very different. You know, that was my biggest thing, is I felt like everybody has to do it the way they're comfortable with. And I don't think that there's a rush. That's another thing for me. Like, I'm not in a rush. Like, what I would like to see is my challengers get results and those people be coaches, because if I get coaches that are going to just jump on, it's probably not going to be a big retention because they didn't maybe get results or do a program, you know, and I'd like to see the buy-in before the coach stuff starts to happen, you know. What else? It was a lot. It was, you know, definitely overwhelming. You know, there's a lot to take away from it and think about. But one thing that the founding coach said, which that when she said she was the first coach, I thought she was putting us on. Like, I thought she was joking. And I was like, wait, what? She said that she doesn't believe in like leaving people out of stuff, which is like, I love that because, you know, my background from Suzuki teaching is non-competitive and all-inclusive, and anything that deals with even the stuff with rank and stuff is sort of hard for me to do because it is, but it motivates. But like, you know, she said she wants to hold a retreat that anybody could go to if they were willing to pay. It wouldn't be limited to just people of certain rank. And like, that really resonated with me because to me, her heart is really at like a place of letting, like being helpful for everyone. And the whole company is helpful to everyone. But I love that she said that, you know, she wants to open up her ideas to everybody. And she believes that it's all about volume. And I think that makes sense to me. I think without people understanding all of the products, like, how could you have a strong business if people aren't going to, you know, it really, it relies on the products coming monthly. So what else? The team building, I wasn't good. Like the team building activity, it was so funny. It stressed me out. It was fun. Like I get so like stressed out when we're timed. So it was like, they were doing all good. And I'm like, I wanted to like sit out everyone only because like, I was afraid it was going to hurt my hand, or I felt like, oh my God, what if I take forever to do something? But you know, the team building is really fun, but so like not me, because it stresses me out really bad. But it was funny to watch go down. I mean, we had to do all kinds of silly things. And
the bars are yummy.
The bars are good. You know, the stuff they're coming out with is like, here's my thing. I feel like this company gives us everything. Like they have done all the hard work, like really. And with everything all those top coaches taught us, the main thing was we have to build relationships. Like that's what it's about. And Melanie Mitra, I think what Lori forgot was she said that her team started to break off into other teams and things started to get disjointed. Like it didn't feel like a team. So she brought everybody back together and like basically said like, why, if there's a training already there, why try doing your own if it's already here? Why do all that work if it's there? And, you know, that makes sense. I mean, but then everybody's different. Like if somebody else has a training that works and it's working for them, fine. But I think what was happening where people were struggling on her team and they were trying to do things on their own and by themselves. So she said like once she brought everybody back together and had like a nucleus, that things got much better for the team. So, you know, and then, but other coaches said they didn't do GSR calls, you know, like the Fitzpatrick. And like that, I loved hearing that because he said, a couple of them said they did GSR calls when the coaches started to do something because they've spent some, and I love that because like, you know, all of us probably have done it, spent time, and then the person doesn't do anything. Like the one person said, I took time away from my child and my husband to be on the phone for like 30 or, you know, an hour with this person. So they actually do a GSR call after the coaches do something, you know, take action. So just different viewpoints, you know, different viewpoints that made you realize that there's no right or wrong way for you to do something. And like, you know, you just have to be you. You just have to do what works for you. Because if you don't, I think you're going to struggle more. That's the way I feel. I get stressed if I try to do something that like someone has told me do this and do this because it works this. But if I take it and make it my own and on my own timeline, it's fun and it's good. But then if I do it on someone else's timeline, I feel stressed and I don't want to feel that way, you know? So that's all I have.
Thank you. You nailed it. Yeah, that's exactly what I wanted to say about Melanie Mitra, because I don't think any of us would have known that. Like when those words came out of her mouth, I was like, your team was broken? What?
Yeah.
And they all came together, and she's got leaders on her team that share more to the big team, which I loved. Like anytime any of you have anything that adds to the team, share it. Step up, show your team that you're a leader, that you're, what's the word, brave enough to post in the Flawless Empire. Because, when I finally found out that we were part of Bombshell Dynasty and like Lindsay Matway, I was like, oh my God, Lindsay Matway. And like, she's just a person just like us, like this is a team that we're all a part of. We're all in this together, wanting the same things for people. I also just wanted to say, like, piggyback on what Karen said, like double time is just it can be so incredible. Like she was saying about, our kids today, like they are our future. And to hear that hot doctor, oh my God. He is
Luigi.
His name is Luigi, and he's like,
great voice too.
His voice, and wow. But no, he was just saying, like, our kids today have muffin tops. Like, I don't remember that as a child. Like, maybe there was like one kid in the whole school that maybe had a little bit of a weight issue, but like our kids today are like, it's so sad. And like Karen said, when he said the life expectancy of our children is lower than their parents, that is just, he also said the most popular, and those of you that watched The Surge tonight, that Carl, I shared the link if you have an hour. It was so long. The two most popular vegetables with children. The most popular is the potato because of French fries. And the second is the tomato because of ketchup.
Potato and tomato.
It's crazy. But no, like double time is such a solution for so many things that's wrong with our society. Like children and their electronics and their iPads. I love when I go to a restaurant and like every single table where there's kids, there's an iPad. Like, the only thing that I was allowed to bring to dinner as a child was like a coloring book or a deck of cards because, we didn't have that stuff then, but we did have like little games, but we didn't bring those because dinner time, like double time, somebody was saying how they're going to post pictures of you simply eating together as a family and you'll get a point or whatever. Like, it's not about a before and after picture with double time. It's about showing up with your family. Kids can win a t-shirt if they simply do 20 minutes. The workout I did tonight with my kids was 17 minutes. I was like, oh my God, we're totally going to do this. And we're going to have 10 extra minutes because I had put dinner in and it was going to take 30 minutes. So we did the workout. So they do the workout and they eat one healthy meal and they get a sticker on their 30-day chart. If they do the whole chart, they get a t-shirt. Like, my girls were like, oh my God, like all the t-shirts you've earned. We don't have to like take a picture of like, in our bathing suit. I was like, no, you're just this calendar. They were so excited. So double time has, a lot of amazing for those of you with kids. Those of you without kids, yet you can still promote to, your friends that have kids, but it's really going to be great. I was sad that Tony Horton wasn't there. He's coming over a virus, a really weird virus. But anyone have any questions before we jump on to, because we're always invited on the Bombshell Dynasty call. That's what this is all about. Like she invites her entire downline and we all share with our teams, and her calls are incredible with these amazing leaders. Every one of them is different. Like Karen was saying, that's the beauty of this business, is we all attract totally different people. And the more you are real, the more people you're going to attract that are just like you. Like the last 5 random people I've attracted, I'm like, oh my God, if we have one more thing in common. Like, it's almost scary. And we met on Instagram, or we met on my Facebook page, or it's crazy because those people are following you for a reason. Like, look at the role models, the celebrities you follow, or, whoever. You like them because they like the same things you like, or they do the same things that you want to do. So anyone have any questions about the million things that we said?
The bars that are coming out, they're protein bars, and more like, what are they?
They're protein bars. They're more of a snack. It's like, what was it, 150 calories?
Yeah, I don't know what the container is going to be, but I ate both of them. I ate 2 at once. I probably shouldn't have, but I got 2, so I ate 2.
There's 2 flavors right now. They're coming out in April. I think they're going to have 4 flavors. I had to take a survey today, and there were 2 other flavors listed. One was like a berry one, and one was chocolate peanut butter. And it reminded me of, and I remembered what it reminded me of, a whatchamacallit. Remember that candy bar? That's exactly what it tasted like. And then the other one was cherry chocolate, which is like my favorite Shakeology flavor. Frozen cherries in your chocolate. And they were both really good. So just a nice, I'm probably going to order it. They have 3 different ways to order it. You can order it by the box, by the case, or by the triple carton. So just
how much were they?
TV.
How much are they? What's the price?
I don't know yet. I don't think they've finalized it all. They had a lot of, the packaging was even a prototype. It was like
I think
a
they're gonna
label.
come in. They gave us 3 price breakdowns. I took pictures of it, and
I did too.
It's going to be like different packs, so different like price ranges, and they weren't expensive. I remember that. Like the big box of them was more expensive, but they had like 2 other smaller packs of them. I just don't remember.
Less than a Quest bar. I know that.
Lori, it's almost time if you want to do a picture.
Oh yeah, let's do a
Go,
picture.
go,
Thank
go,
you.
go.
Thank you so
I can do
much.
it too.
Awesome. Everybody looks cute. Everyone lean in and smile. And I have to get away from my phone. Okay, cheese. Wait. Hold on. Brighten up my computer. Okay. Cheese. Okay, awesome. Awesome. All right. So yeah, I guess that's it. Bars. I knew I was gonna have someone ask about the bars because yeah, I was so excited. Karen's like, you're such a bar girl. And I didn't eat them right away. I waited until the next day.
Here, I got it real quick.
Okay, cool.
Single flavor, $39.80. Multi-flavor, $79.60, and then $119 for 3 carton. So the 15-bar box is $39, 2 carton, $79.60, and then 3 carton, $119.
Before the discount, probably, right?
No, I think that's for customers.
Oh no,
they're not cheap.
Coach bar price is going to be $1.99. Retail bar price $2.65 per bar.
Perfect.
Okay.
I know this less than 1 minute, but my defining moment was when I ran up in Carl Deichler's face. He doesn't know who I am at all. And I said, I'm sorry, but I just have to shake your hand. And I just stuck my hand in his face. And it's great to meet you.
And then you couldn't believe how short he was.